Hey guys, what's up? I just thought I'd make another quick video. I wanted to go over a couple things about my day, right? So, life as an electrical contractor. As you can see, I'm in my truck driving, paying attention to the road, of course. Probably, what time is it? It's 11:20 a.m. right now, and I think I've had maybe 30 phone calls this morning, in one form or another, business related mostly, some personal issues, stuff like that. But I was just having a conversation with one of my guys at one of our job sites, and you know, just he wants to start a business eventually. He thinks he does, right? It's kind of something he's aspiring towards, and I love that about my guys. I have a few of them that want to start their business. I found these guys are usually the most solid, right? It's they do a good job. They have goals, right? They're not just floating around. They have a direction that they want to head. So I tend to gravitate towards hiring people like that, even though one day I may lose them, but it's all good. You know, I'm here to help. That's the whole purpose of my channel, and the purpose of these videos is I just want to give people information of what it's like in this world. And I know there's, you know, all kinds of information out there, and all kinds of probably even YouTubers and stuff just showing you all the good side of stuff, and you know, and these different product reviews, and you know, this different education and all this stuff, which is all great, and it's all amazing content, man. I've learned a lot from all these guys, but one thing I've noticed is nobody really tells you like what it's really like what's life really like as an electrical contractor doing, you know, a couple $1 million a year in sales. We got 10 guys right now, office staff, an estimator. So, you know, we're not a big company, but we're not small. But, you know, we do a lot. We do a lot of work. We're heavy commercial, 80% commercial. And this year we're trying to switch that up a little bit and get more into service. But just to give you some examples, right? So what my day looked like this morning, you know, usually 6:30 a.m. I'm kind of getting things squared away, sending messages, letting the guys know what needs to happen for the day, if there's anything important that they need to be aware of, or you know, get to the supply house, get to the shop, pick up materials, get this coordinated, do that, whatever. I had 2 guys call in sick this morning, so we had to reschedule jobs right at the last minute, which we're just so slammed. You know, if you're an electrician in this world right now, you know what it's like. We're busy, you know, we're high demand guys, and it's only going to get better, right? We're only, the market's only going to demand more electricians in the near future with all the boomers retiring. I think they're saying like over the next 5 years, another 30% of the boomers are retiring, and that own electrical contracting businesses. So there's just a lot of opportunity out there, one, for work, and two, to buy these guys' businesses up, right? Buy their equipment, buy their books, buy their expertise, lease out their license, whatever it is. But with all that, you got to be prepared, man. You got to understand that we do really well, right? We've always made awesome money ever since I was like 32 years old or so. I've always been in the 6 figures. You know, I've always made decent money being an electrician. That was after I, you know, started the business. I started the business when I was 28, so it took me a good 5 years to get to this point where, yeah, we were clearing 6 figures, you know, and now we do a lot more than that, right? We do pretty well, but that comes with a lot of stress and a lot of effort, a lot of ups and downs, man. I tell everybody, you know, it looks like the stock market almost, where there's runs and then there's retracements, and there's a run, there's a retracement, you know, and honestly, that happens daily. It's not even like an annual thing. It's like every day. The life of an entrepreneur is up and down, up and down, up and down. One minute you're on top of the world, you're killing it, you feel amazing, everything's going well, and then you get a phone call that will just tank you, right? And just take it out of you, suck the wind out of your sails. And it happens daily. And over the years, you start to learn to how to manage that. And so part of my video is about that. And one thing I wanted to bring up is, if you're an entrepreneur minded, and you want to be an electrical contractor, plumbing contractor, HVAC contractor, any service related industry type contractor, you have to bring your A game. And part of bringing your A game is learning how to release your stress. And I've seen a lot of dudes come and go that don't know how to manage this stress. Obviously, a lot of guys use alcohol, they use drugs, they use whatever it is, and those dudes are always the first to go, right? Like you just don't, that's how they manage their stress, that's their outlet. They go home, they drink beers, they're smoking pot, they're doing whatever they do, you know, to forget about the day, is what it is. And for me, what I like to do, and what I think most successful entrepreneurs should be doing, is getting in the gym, you know, finding a solid outlet to release your stress and go sweat. That's what it sums up as, is go sweat. And so, as you can see, I got this big old red mark on my face. You'll notice sometimes it always looks kind of beat up and kind of red and this and that. My eyes get real like puffy and stuff like that, and some days it is and some days it isn't. But what it's from is I train Jiujitsu. I've been training for a few years now, and I find that's what absolutely helps me. So I'll train Jiujitsu 2 to 3 times a week, and then I go to the gym usually on the weekends, because I kind of live a little bit out of town and the gym's kind of a drive for me. So I'll try to hit the gym at least twice a week, and I'll do like full body workouts while I'm there. I'm always hitting my legs, you know, I'm always hitting the show muscles, right? And that's how I do it, man. And I've noticed when I slack on that kind of stuff, because I have, and it's been times where it's been years or months where I haven't been doing it, and boy, does my blood start to boil, right? Like everything just starts to pile up a lot heavier. I just don't feel good. I don't have a way to release, and I get into these work modes where all I do is work. I work, you know, and usually it starts Sunday evening, getting prepared for the week, taking the notes, getting organized, making sure everything's, you know, lined out for the week. If there's any parts and pieces that I need to make sure that I have on deck through will call and stuff like that, you know, I'm writing all this stuff down, because no way in hell are you going to remember all this stuff up here. So just to give you a quick example, like here's what it looks like, right? So here's one notebook. You can see it's probably backwards, I don't know. Anyway, this is my work notebook, right? So I do it like this. I have a work notebook. I have my YouTube workbook, right? This is where I'm writing down all my ideas. This is where I'm writing down things that I might want to talk about, stuff like that. You know, I'm really new to this YouTube game, so I'm still trying to figure all that out, and how to create a process and a system and a consistent schedule to be doing these videos. And so far what I've learned is I just press record and I stock up all these videos, and then I deal with them later and figure out what's good, what's not, what works, what doesn't, and then we post them, right? And then another notebook I have right now is, this one says Certain Path. If you could read it, or if you could read backwards, I can't tell, whatever, the camera's backwards. So Certain Path is a company that we recently hired to come and consult for us. They're training us from the top down to get into this whole service game that I've talked about in some of my other videos, because like I said, we're heavy commercial, and commercial is an absolute killer. As you grow, you have to have the right people in place. You have to have skilled laborers. You have to be on top of it. You know, you just have to be good. You have to be a good electrician, and you have to be a responsible electrician. And if you're not, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose your ass, you're gonna lose money, unless you're the one on the job doing the job yourself with your crew, which that's not me. I don't really wear my tools anymore, almost ever. You know, I'm working on the business. I'm not working in the business. I'm working on the business. You've probably heard that before, but it's true. So Anyway, you know, that's kind of the point of the video, is figure out how you're going to release your stress. And there's so many different ways. You don't have to go do these like crazy martial arts sports where you know, although jiu-jitsu is absolutely amazing and you'll learn things about yourself that you never realized. It's such a humbling experience to get your butt whooped by a 16-year-old girl when you first start. Like, no kidding. Like, these kids are amazing in there, you know, and you don't have to be a big, strong guy. Actually, jiu-jitsu wasn't even meant for big, strong people. It was meant for the smaller guy to defend themselves against a bigger guy, right? It's all about leverage. It's all about technique. Obviously, athleticism and strength help, but is it necessary? Heck no. You got, what's his name? Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, right? Facebook dude. Elon Musk. Go look at those guys. They don't lift weights, man. They don't look like they do, at least, you know? And so jiu-jitsu is an absolutely amazing sport. You will leave that gym absolutely exhausted, and the only thing on your mind will be what just happened. You're very much in the moment, right? And so you have to have these things in your life to release the stress that is going to build up through the day, because it is going to happen and you are going to have to deal with these problems. And if you're not good at dealing with problems and you don't know how to deal with problems, you're gonna have a hard time, and most likely you're gonna be one of those less than 2-year kind of guys who says, you know what, this isn't for me. I'd rather just go work for somebody, tell me what to do. It's too much to get up every morning and make decisions for 10 different guys, 20 different guys, your office staff. You know, it's challenging. It's tough. You got to be strong up here. You got to be strong up here. That's what it is. And you got to roll with the punches. And you got to understand that if you're looking at things on a daily basis and counting up your L's through the day, you're going to have a hard life, man. So one thing that I've learned to do is get good at looking at things annually, right? Rather than getting so up or down on a daily basis with all the bullshit that comes along with these jobs and this life, is rather than gauging it on a day, look at it like quarterly. But for me, I like to look at it yearly. And so I look back over the past 10 years, every year, and I ask myself, did I get better this year? You know, and am I a better person this year, right? And how do you know? How do you gauge, right? And obviously, one thing is just look at your bank account. How much money did you make last year? And for me, like, I'm just gonna be straight up, I've always been a money guy, right? That's why I started the business back when I was 28. I just saw dollar signs and thought I was gonna just make all this money and it was just gonna be great and have all this freedom, which has been partially true. You do make a lot of money and you do create a lot of freedom for yourself. Like right now, I don't have my tools on. I'm driving to another job site to go pick up another scissor lift, to go take it back to another city, right? So these are the luxuries that I have, is to be able to sit here, make these videos on the road and do these things. But I feel good today. I feel light today. I went to an 1.5-hour class, jiu-jitsu class last night, and I got my ass whooped. You know, I think I subbed a couple guys, but I got tapped out way more than I won. You know, and I'm good with that, man. And it's a very humbling experience, you know, and on top of that, like you slim down, you know, when you feel good and you look good. When you look good, you feel good, right? And so I got a haircut yesterday. I'm like doing this new, my kid called it a mullet hawk. I don't know if that's what it is, but I like it, whatever. So yeah, just nonstop action, guys. You know, when you become an electrical contractor, you're gonna take 30, 40, 50, 60. I think my record was like 120 phone calls one day, and these are like business calls, like things I had to address, things I had to tend to, things that I had to make decisions on, things that were important, not just to me, but to everybody around me, right? So you have to be able to handle and manage these things effectively, consistently, and you have to gain that muscle to do it, right? And I'm not talking physical strength, I'm talking mental strength. You have to build it up, and the only way to do it is to go through the fire, man. That's like literally, for me, the only way you can do it. So I stay in the books. I'm always reading something. I'm always listening to audios. I don't really listen to music in my truck, you know, when I'm driving. I'm doing YouTube. I'm up usually on my phone, something work related, but I'm constantly educating myself and trying to keep my mind sharp and be prepared for the next thing that I know is going to come. And that's what happens being in business for 15 years is, you know, the problems are going to come. You know that you're going to get the email that says, where are you guys? Why are you not here? What's going on? You know, all these things. You're going to get the guys calling in the morning where you have to reschedule jobs and upset a customer. And that might not be the first time you had to reschedule a customer. It might be the second time. It might be your in-laws, right? That's what happened to me this morning. So thankfully it wasn't that big of a deal. She just wants the job finished by Easter. Gotcha, done. You know, so I'm going to kind of wrap it up there. I got so much to talk about on this topic, and you'll hear me talk about these types of things over and over again, because I just want to be real with guys that you know, are thinking about starting a business. I want to talk about the positive stuff, and I also want to talk about the negative stuff, you know, and the things that you can expect. But at the end of the day, I believe this is the path to freedom, right? I've always thought of becoming an electrician was going to be a stepping stone to the next thing, which you know, I still haven't found the next thing. Maybe this YouTube thing is the next thing. I don't know. This YouTube thing is keeping my business interesting. I'm starting to realize how far I've came over the years and how much work I've put into this and all the things that I've learned by sitting here thinking about what I want to talk about. So that's super cool. You know, I'm appreciative of that, and I like the comments, and I like the feedback and all the haters and all the positive stuff. You know, that's like, man, I get one positive comment and that's all I need, man. It's like, that was well worth it. So yeah, I mean, if you're a contractor right now, I'd love to know your experiences and how you handle things. If you're not, and you're thinking about becoming a business owner, whether it's electrician, in anything, right? I don't care. Drywall, mowing yards, painting, insulation, plumbing, HVAC, king of all trades, electricians, right? I don't care what it is, man. Just hit me up and let's talk. Like, I would love to help people through making these decisions, whether they should, or if it's for them or not, or if they should or shouldn't pursue this type of path. But at the end of the day, it's worth it. It's a tough life, but it makes you a stronger person. I have a lot of people that look up to me. I have a lot of people that have respect me more because of this, right? Like, they know I got it, you know, and I got them, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make these things happen because I care. You have to care, you know, and if you don't, it's going to show. And everybody, you know, and people don't follow people like that, right? People follow strength. They don't follow weakness. So you have to become a strong person mentally, not necessarily physically, but mentally, right? And when you do that, you communicate well, and you think differently, you feel differently, you act differently, therefore you get different results. So I said I was going to wrap it up like 2 minutes ago, but for real, I'm going to wrap it up right now. I got to get back to work. So, man, peace and love to y'all. I hope y'all have a good day. Again, reach out if you have any questions, concerns, or you just want to talk about something. I'm game anytime, right? Over and out. King Electric. Thank you.